Everyone. Well, it's always good to see a full house. While some of us are still sipping hot tea and coffee, I'll request everyone to settle down. We have a session, a day full of innovation. So today we all have gathered here to celebrate innovation, in fact, to celebrate newer ideas, newer technology. As you can see, some of our innovators have already lined up some of their products over there. So we have a full house today. We have a packed session. We'll have panel discussions. We'll be talking lots and lots about newer technologies, newer innovation, some of the use cases nominated by some of our partners. And there is a special segment called Startup Pitching, wherein we call it Innovation Showcase, wherein we have curated, sourced some of the best lot from different parts of the country. You will be surprised and amazed to see the innovation happening, especially in the tier 2, tier 3 cities of India. We have startups from Jammu, we have startups from the border area of India, Pakistan, in Punjab. Coming here, they've been working on lots of deep tech technology, right? So my point is, there is a lot of action happening today. So we have a full packed session today. And so we'll be starting in next 5 minutes. We have Asthana sir with us today. Welcome, sir. We have Dr. Saluja from Religare. So the panel is well placed, extremely well placed. Along with it, we have added a flavor of startup pitching, as I said. Along with that, we have success story showcase, wherein we'll be talking about the impact that we have measured, that we have actually seen after deploying a particular solution within a problem statement, right? A lot of action today, a lot of segments today. So please be seated. We are all set to start in next 5 minutes. So please, you can. All right, may I know how many startups do we have in the house? Can you please raise your hand? Can we have a loud cheer from startups today? Awesome. Well, looks like a full house. So the day is special, I'll tell you why, because we have 4 eyes of the ecosystem today. We have industry leaders, we have Rashmi, we have Asthana sir, we have innovators, right, startups. The third eye, we have investors with us today. The fourth eye, we have institutions with us today. So today, there are 4 eyes under one roof, celebrating innovation, talking about newer technologies, and so I'll end up, without much ado, I'll end up by, talking about we all are innovators, let's talk about newer ideas, let's engage among ourselves, let's talk to some of our startups, some of our partners, right? And celebrate innovation, celebrate today's day. Thank you so much. Now, in the next 2 minutes, we'll probably start. As we can see, Ghanti baj gayi hai bahar, right? We can expect more people coming in. The seats are already full. So on that note, may we please invite our today's MC, Sujata. So while she joins in, so there is a specific format that I would like to tell you that we have created. So we are proud owners of this particular specific format. It's called Elevated Pitch. So that's what we have set up for all our startups present today. The startups will have 3 minutes to talk about their innovation and the impact that their solution can create or has a potential to create. And during the 3 minutes, he'll be on the stage. There will be a one-pager deck that will be played in the background, a static deck. And after that, we'll open up questions from our jury. All right, so Sujata, are we all set? With your permission, sir, can we start? All right.
Hello, and a very good morning to everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. As we begin this today's session, I would like to invite Mr. Sanjeev Malhotra, CEO, Meeting NASSCOM COE, to begin the session with a welcome note for all. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this wonderful event. Welcome to this nice venue we have and the wonderful morning in Bangalore. It's always wonderful in Bangalore, actually, and today happens to be one of the better ones. Today's event covers the theme of innovation in enterprises, in financial services, and we'll be covering a range of topics in today's session. But before I go further and talk about some of the details of this, I'd like to introduce one of my colleagues. Please, can we meet her? Meet Devika, please.
Thank you, Sanjeev, for the introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to the AI Strategies Driving Enterprise Success event. My name is Devika, and I am thrilled to be with you today. I have recently joined the NASSCOM Center of Excellence, and I have been involved in the incredible innovation happening at the center. Today, we will explore the transformative power of AI and its potential for organizations in the digital age. From machine learning algorithms to enhancing customer experiences, automation to data-driven decision-making, we will uncover how AI revolutionizes industries. This event offers a great networking opportunity to share thoughts and forge collaborations for an innovative future. A heartfelt thanks to our partners for the support. Let's embark on this enlightening journey, embracing AI's power and paving the way for limitless possibilities. Once again, welcome to the event.
Thank you, Devika. I made my job easier by having Devika do the welcome note. And she has regretted for not being here in person because she's not a person. So any resemblance to the real life character, you can say that is just coincidental. Kalpanik character. So, we are going to be having more of these so-called digital assistants, or AI-assisted helper for us, in day-to-day tasks, which we have already started doing. AI is no longer a futuristic thing. AI is already here. In fact, most of us have already started using this on a regular basis. And we'll see that people like Devika will become more and more skilled in the coming years, and that will help us doing our day-to-day tasks and free us for doing something more productive or higher pursuits of our profession. So with that, also I'd like to introduce one model, of AI bank, which is about more than a year old. Published by McKinsey, what an AI bank looks like. If you see some elements of this, some of this have already come into reality, and some of this is already maybe finding its way into some of the financial institutions. Some of these elements that we see here, as I said, we'll be talking more about it. But the point I want to make here is. Financial institutions have been a little ahead when it comes to adoption of technologies. Other industries are still working their way up. When we talk of industries in mining and manufacturing and healthcare, in logistics, everybody is working their way up when it comes to adoption of technologies. But when it comes to fintech, I think they have been a little ahead of the curve, and that's why I brought up this example. I'll not go into the details of it because a lot of you are pretty much, maybe know more about it than I can talk about it. But we will be spending rest of the day talking about hearing from other industries, be it in the auto area, be it in the mining area, or be it in the logistics area. We'll hear from them. We will hear from some of the upcoming companies who are going to be unicorns very soon, who are going to be who are working their way to 100 million club. There's a lot of learning to do from them. In fact, I would recommend some of you to meet some of the people who have set up their stalls here. I think not many will know. In fact, I did not know till a few weeks ago that there are companies sitting in Gurgaon who have got 500 million downloads of apps. 500 million download of apps. I was telling them soon you will be start competing with Aadhaar card. You know, half the Indian population is already downloaded that, and they're covering now rest of the world. It is amazing to see the work of some of these innovators. I think it is something that we all have to work together, find a way to grow this Indian ecosystem of innovation, and look forward to interesting and productive discussions during the day. And again, very warm welcome to all of you. And we'll start the proceeding by inviting my colleague Ramanathan to take the next session forward. Thank you.
I hope everybody is comfortable. You know, men do not have the luxury of a lady's purse, so we have to wear the coat so that there are pockets. And the pockets are meant so that when you do the networking here, you have enough visiting cards exchanged. So with that, I would like to introduce today's keynote address, Debasis Bal, Senior Vice President, Data Science and AI Fidelity Investments. And he's got a world-class team creating analytics for the connected world. He comes over 3 decades of experience applying analytics solutions to varied domains of business problems, ranging from investment banking, energy, aviation, transport, health, and financial services. He currently is the Senior VP, Data Science and AI. I'm not sure whether he's not touched any of the things which can be covered under the AI part. Debasis, please join.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for that generous introduction. Thank you, Team NASSCOM, for organizing this event today. I'm really fortunate to join here as the keynote speaker for this event. As we saw, a couple of instances already, Devika speaking to us in a virtual avatar, and of course, Sanjeev is showing the AI bank of the future. Those are some of the realities of our life today. AI is no longer in the realm of futuristic thinking or imaginations or things like that. They're very much real in our life. And I can say that because in my career, I've seen the sort of progression from the data warehousing, primitive analytics, advanced analytics, going into machine learning and AI, and various flavors of AI, right? Be it discriminative AI or generative AI, or even now we are going towards artificial general intelligence, right? With all the developments which are happening around us. So with that, I think AI is one of the real power engines of innovation today, right? And I'm so happy to see so many startups coming up here today to showcase their products and the value proposition, and even the investors or even people from business community are also joining. But I can tell you this, that I come from, I represent Fidelity Investment today. And as you know, Fidelity Investments is one of the large investment banks in the US. And we have, trillions of assets and millions of customers and all of that. But as far as applying technologies like AI is concerned, right, we are all like startups. Because this is something that every sort of big companies, leave aside the big tech who are kind of defining the most advanced sort of developments in this area. But apart from them, any big corporate, when they are thinking about applying AI to their current business processes, to the digital transformations that we are seeing, they have to act like startups. So even my team, as well as the infrastructure that we work with, we all work like startups. So having said that, I think today I would like to share sort of 2 or 3 key things that comes to my mind as far as success of AI strategy is concerned. Whether big or small, whether startup or a established global firm, there are a couple of things which is very important. And this is almost generically true for any technology, nothing specific to AI, but I think there has to be a good business demand for the AI technology to succeed. And that is very important to create in our respective companies or even startups looking for markets and segments to kind of sell their products to, right? So business demand is actually the key driver. That goes with awareness, of course, a lot of awareness of the leaders who can think of how to apply this technology in their areas. So that's a must. But apart from that, I think the way as practitioners, even we can help propagate how AI can actually help driving various business strategies. Whether it is differentiation strategy, whether it is creating scale economies, or whether it is being in a very, very plain and simple language, being very close to to our customers, listening to them in real time and responding them faster, right? So it is up to us to sort of create this entire environment or ecosystem where we can define those business strategies. So after the business demand and strategy is defined, I think the next thing that we should keep in mind is there has to be a few things which need to be in place for the AI systems to work. Data is, I think, one primary thing, which I think we have fixed quite a bit by now. But even there are places where I can see that the necessary data infrastructure is not there yet. So apart from data, I think the model development, productionization environment, all that is very critical for making AI really be part of the business strategies in a day-to-day manner. And when I say that, because we have done all this in a even a bigger institution like Fidelity Investments, right? But above all, I think a governance infrastructure is very critical, which we know the kind of AI we are now seeing come up. So there has to be appropriate amount of diligence required for testing out these models against biases, against unforeseen results that these models can sometimes give. The data privacy issue is coming up more and more. We have seen, generative AI is creating so much of controversies with the creative community, like the writers, movie content writers, and all of that. So I think as professionals who are focused in this function or the technology, and it is our responsibility to sort of be very mindful of privacy issues, creating trust, and making sure that these models or the output of this technology is not biased, etc. So there has to be a very strong governance framework around it, whether it's a startup, whether it's a big corporate which is leveraging this technology. I strongly urge that we should create this kind of a framework, and even sometimes through bodies like NASSCOM, we can actually influence the national policies which can come up. And we are seeing quite a bit of government action which is going to happen in near future in this area. So we can actually constructively influence those areas as well. So these are some of the thoughts that come to my mind today as I stand here, addressing this August gathering for this event. So all the very best to everybody. Let's take away the maximum possible from this event today. And my compliments to the NASSCOM team for organizing this. I wish we'll see more and more startups in this area and taking India as a startup capital in the AI front. Thank you so much.
We can't let you go like that. So let me introduce, for giving the appreciation gifts to him, let me introduce Dr. Rashmi Saluja. Please welcome Dr. Saluja on the stage. She's a doctor and entrepreneur. She's an MBBS, MD, MBA Finance, LLB, PhD by qualification. If I was in the job of an MC and being paid by the number of words that I speak, I will be a rich man by now. Seeding new businesses and involved in social and charitable activities, Dr. Saluja has an administrative experience of more than 25 years. She is an executive chairperson of the Religare Enterprise Limited, a core investment company registered with the RBI. Dr. Saluja, please come on the stage to give the... Let me also introduce Dr. Rakesh Asthana. Please come on the stage. Dr. Rakesh Asthana is a former IPS officer. He has served as the Special Director at the CBI. He was appointed and served as the 24th Commissioner of Police, Delhi Police. Mr. Rakesh will be moderating a panel later on as well. You will see him talking. He started the first safe city in Surat in India and got the gold medal for it. And nobody likes that flying in the security area of the airport. You know that? The metal scanner which tickles you, right? He is the person who introduced the full body scanner, so you don't get the tickling anymore. Dr. Asthana, please come on the stage. Sanjeev, please join. So we'll request you to give a gift to, please. I'm not a doctor.
Everything else but a doctor.
He's a man who is so curious, and the curiosity and the innovation, we generally call what is an honorary doctorate that can be given to people who have that kind of innovative mind.
Please.
Thank you very much. I will trouble you a little more later. Let me introduce you to Soonicorn keynote of the day. Ramanathan RV, founder of JusPay, co-founder of Hyperface as well. He is the co-founder, Asia's first credit card as a service platform. Many of you would not have heard of that. Solving for transactional credit. A staunch believer in modern technology, he was a co-founder and CTO of JusPay, a $450 million US payments company funded by SoftBank. You will hear back more from him. Ramanathan, please.
Thank you for that introduction. Good morning to you all. It's a privilege to be here and speak in front of this esteemed audience. A lot of us think that what we currently see, and we try to project that, and that is what keeps us going on a day-to-day basis. Like, we are a SoftBank funded company today, but when we had started the company, we would have been lucky if we had gotten a $150 million outcome, right? That was the aim that we had, but today there's no looking back. And this is all connected to the theme of today, why we are all assembled here, right? The artificial intelligence part. When I started my career first with Amazon, I was doing something pertaining to machine learning, and obviously, as with most of these e-commerce companies, optimize the advertisements, which is the revenue spinner, and that requires a lot of investment into data and machine learning, right? But we've come quite a long way. I got involved in financial services even before the term fintech was coined, right? And have been doing this for nearly 15 years now. The problem at that time that we took up was very simple. How do you build technology that can enable us to distribute financial services to every nook and corner of the country? right? And this was at a time when there was no mobile phones, there was, internet was very expensive, and laptops were very expensive as well, right? But that did not stop us from not attempting to solve that, because technology was expanding in a big way. It was becoming commodity by the day, and today where we are, it's completely different to go back 20 years and see where technologies were, right? And one of the biggest achievements that I want to talk about is UPI, right? Today, UPI does a cool 310 million transactions a day, right? And 10 years ago, we would have been lucky if we had done 300 million transactions a month, right? That was the scale where we were and where we are. And it's a crowning achievement for us in the fintech industry, which inspires a lot of startups to think big and to achieve big, right? Today, we can proudly say at the world stage that we've created a world-class product. Now, why am I talking about UPI, right? See, digitization is key for us to generate data which can be used for machine learning algorithms. And of course, when we talk about artificial intelligence, there are a class of problems that can only be solved when there is a lot of access to data, right? And data fundamentally gets created when things get digitized, right? I think today, if you see, UPI is a great success story, but we've achieved remarkable growth across the wider gamut of the fintech ecosystem, right? Which is across banking, wealth, insurance, lending, right from KYC to agreement signing to disbursement of loans or other fulfillment of services, be it investment or insurance, right? Everything has gone end-to-end digital, right? And this is, of course, the need of the business to actually optimize cost is pushing this, right? But this digitization is what is going to enable us to get to the next level of growth, which will be defined by the algorithms of machine learning and artificial intelligence. What makes startups successful, right? Like, why is it that we're able to now create billion-dollar companies, but 20 years ago we were not able to? Number one, the presence of a very large market, right? And number two is the expertise to create a product for that market, right? And which is what we've done so far. When we look back and see many successful unicorns in the country, they have kept expanding the domestic market in India, right? Of course, the companies like Freshworks, for example, tapped into the international market, but a lot of domestic market focused companies like ours, right? We've been also able to grow our business thanks to the growth of the domestic market. Again, coming back to our topic of AI, right? The presence of really large market and that market demanding a product is very key for us to succeed as startups, right? And the success of startups is very important because the pace at which innovation happens in a startup is much, much higher. Look, in my mind, when I look at technology, right, the mental model that I have is that there are 4 levels to technology. Let's call them L4, L3, L2, and L1. Now, L4 is support and services, right? We do a whole lot of that, which is I would say probably the easiest of the technology. We created tech giants that actually bet on the expansion of L4 services into across the world, right? And they laid the foundation for us to actually get to L3, which is your applications, right? What we see today are e-commerce applications and fintech applications. These are L3 technologies which actually cater to consumer needs. And L2 technologies, we have the platforms that enable the L3 technologies, right? The platforms such as, say, UIDAI, UPI, ONDC, right? These are all platforms that are today enabling a lot of startups to build applications on top. Now, at L1 technology, which is the most sophisticated one, which is the forte of big tech, what are they, right? They are operating systems, databases, browsers, semiconductors, drones, and of course, AI as well, right? These L1 technologies are today not in our control. I believe that in the next decade, it is in fact our responsibility to actually creating L1 technologies. And there is a reason why that matters as well. Take AI, for example. Right, there's a very important, it's a very important technology to solve a lot of problems at scale. And yet, however, the cultural aspect of what problems we have in India is very different from the problems that, let's say, a company in the US, or the society in the US faces, right? And to that end, if the technology that we are depending on them, if that is not available for us to put in the local context. For simple example, today ChatGPT works in a particular language, right? What does it take for us to build the equivalent in, say, our languages? Right? We have so many languages, right? And we want to take this technology to our people. Now, if we don't understand, if we don't invest in that core technology, then we will never be able to take this to our people, right? And that's why I say that we are at the very early stages of evolution of AI. It is very important for us to invest domestically in creating this L1 technology. We were not ready when operating systems evolved, when browsers evolved, but today we are ready. We have a market. We don't have the expertise. We have to develop the expertise, but we can borrow it, right? And we can actually develop technologies for our own use, right? And one thing about AI is that it's not a magic wand. There are two classes of problems. One is a problem where you don't need a lot of data, which I call individual intelligence. To give you an example, it could be a personal assistant. It could be a counselor for a student in a school setting. The other class of problems is a group intelligence, which essentially is, for instance, let's say across UPI, we want to solve the problem of fraud or AML detection, right? An individual human can never be able to solve this problem unless they are very omniscient and have access to, can digest a lot of data, right? So these two class of problems are very different, and they require very different ways of solving this, right? Without data itself, we can solve for a lot of problems. For instance, I believe that education can be disrupted in a big way. Every kid having a student counselor that understands the data about the kid and shapes the kid's future by giving relevant nudges at the right time and then handholds that kid through the growth stage, right? Now that doesn't require tons and tons of data. It just requires us to build a little bit of intelligence and start providing those guidance to kids, right? Imagine that future, right? Where every person is empowered and they become skilled as a person, as a human, right? Which is what enables us to grow to the next level, right? The group intelligence problems, I think that we tend to overestimate a lot, over-index a lot, but that individual intelligence, which doesn't require so much of data, doesn't get a lot of attention. I believe that is a very fundamentally transformation technology. Whereas, of course, group intelligence does help us as businesses grow, right? For instance, solving for fraud, solving for AML, right? We will do that as a requirement to enhance our business, right? But they are not fundamentally transforming, right? That's my point. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll request Dr. Rashmi again on this stage, Sanjeev and Mr. Asthana. So let me also introduce Mr. Sanjeev Malhotra. He is a CEO of COE. Now that's a tongue twister. You could probably run a competition in your office. Who speaks CEO, COE fastest 10 times? Well, please.
So we have had him here before he becomes a unicorn next year. Next year he may not have time to come here, so we said, okay, let's get him here today.
It's very common that the doctor says eat a fruit in the day. And the confusion is always, is it just in the morning or in the afternoon as well when your stomach is empty? There are doctors who conflict with this, but let us feed you 2 rounds of fruits. The fruits are startup pitching. We will have 1 round right away, and I'll invite Naman. Naman, please invite your startups and ask them to showcase what they've done. Please.
Well, once again, very good morning. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, so this is a special session that has been curated with some of the best innovators that we have sourced from different parts of the country, right? And we have got a lot of interesting use cases from lots of our partners. And based on these use cases and otherwise also, some of the latest emerging technologies, some of our in-house or I would say some of our cohort startups are building. We'll be talking about it right now. Before we go ahead with our first presenter of the day, just quickly setting up the contest. So we will have 3 minutes to talk about your solution, right? 3 minutes is a good enough time to talk about the innovation that you've been working for so long and the potential impact that it can create, right? And briefly on the use case as well. And then probably we'll take some quick questions, right? So may we have our first presenter? So we have a company who's working on AI-based claim analysis, right? So the event is all about AI. We are celebrating AI. So the first startup's name is Z-Score, or we can call it Z-Score. Can we have them on the screen, please? So may I invite the presenter, Dilip, who's a founder of Z-Score. He has spent over 10 years in US. He is from Chennai, settled in Bangalore, working in Bangalore on this innovation, right? So Dilip, quickly, you have 3 minutes, right? Make most of it. Good luck.
Anyway, hello everybody. Great meeting all of you today. My name is Dilip Murali. I am the founder and CEO of Z-Score. Z-Score basically is, when we started this company, we wanted to actually build artificial intelligence on top of business intelligence. That was the focus with which we started this company. And over a period of time, in the first 1.5 years, we realized that there's a lot of problems in data. So we actually went back in our journey to actually solve the data problem. And today, after 5.5 years, we are now building our AI engine, and we've built a certain bit of it. So what we do is, we've understood is that in this journey is that for AI to be successful, there's a lot of domain knowledge that's important. And one of the key areas that we were blessed with was health insurance. So we built a very strong AI module for health insurance, solving key problems like real-time fraud discovery, predictions, where we read directly from, discharge summaries, lab reports, hospital bills. We do integrated analysis. We have our own AI engine called Realize, which we built on a very, very strong data layer. So the idea here is, what we've seen is that predominantly data and AI softwares are generally 2 different pieces of the puzzle in majority of the organizations. And what happens is, even ChatGPT, for example, it will not solve your data problem. It will actually tell you, fix your data and then give it to me. But that is a very unfeasible solution. And it results in generally AI initiatives being delayed very heavily. Today, because we've built a very strong data layer, and on top of which we built an AI system, we not only identify data issues, we and the AI engine actually tells you what is the right value, and if you apply that, what is wrong, and eventually you can take that and push it into your data lake or data destination. So that gives you an integrated product with not just AI features, but very strong data features, which eventually push all the intelligence to the, the AI engine. And other than the fraud discovery bit, we also do a lot of, auto adjudication of claims, wherein we not just do it based on standard rules, but we look at it from a policy perspective, medical perspective, and with respect to, what should I say,
20 seconds.
an analysis, a pricing perspective as well. Then, of course, real-time analysis. We have a Facebook-like feed engine. That's what Realize is all about, which actually constantly keeps throwing up newer, what should I say, insights and findings. So we'll be very happy to talk to all of you about this product, and feel free to let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for the opportunity.
On-time pitch. And on-time, exactly. You utilize almost all the 180 seconds. So we'll take quick questions from anyone who's interested or has specific questions, or otherwise we can meet Dilip afterwards. Anything? All right. So Ashutosh, we have Ashutosh from Religare. Let me go to him directly. So we've been working with Ashutosh on various use cases in the past. Yes. Ashutosh.
Hi. I just wanted to understand a little bit more about the third point, where you give real-time feeds for hospital pricing. How does that work and how does that help us?
So think about it this way. So when we get the data, we do something called, so when a data is given to us, okay, we've designed the solution in such a way that the system automatically understands that this is a claims data. It understands every aspect within the data as much as it can understand. Then users can go and train the system to let it know what certain fields are within the data as well. From there, what we do is we build something called data ontologies. So data ontologies are basically relationships between data entities. And we've created specific data ontologies for various use cases in health insurance. And one of them is eventually hospital pricing. So what we do is when we connect to an organization's data source, we not just get their claims data. We also request them, the system eventually requests them that, hey, you have a sum insured column, you have a paid amount column, okay, or paid amount value. If you feed me the hospital package information, I can actually tell you how much of, whether this particular value we are paying under the package or above the package, not just based on standard value, but also from a procedure perspective, from a hospital perspective. It will also give you the ICR and everything else.
Understood. Thank you.
Thank you, Dilip. Okay. Right, we'll take them later because we have more innovators, so we'll take them maybe for the next one, right? Or quickly, yes.
No, it's just a scale question,
Yeah.
right? So right now, I think the system will get a ping with data from the hospital, and then the results will come out. My question is, how many sort of these pings, or how can it scale? And this second alternative, additional question is, are we going? I hope that you're going international with, the system.
Yes, actually, we started with, our whole journey started in India. We went to Bupa in Australia. We built a little bit of solutions, but post-COVID, we've actually got more responses in India, so we're actually attending to more customers in India at this point in time. That's the answer to your second question. The first question is, we don't get pings from the hospital. We are actually based from an insurance company perspective. Okay, so every insurance company has hospital pricing and those information available with them. We actually take that data and we actually do auto adjudication and hospital pricing, and AI-based analysis and everything else. So we are not exposed to the hospital, but we are primarily fully based within the insurance industry, insurance companies' data pipelines. Is that okay?
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Dilip.
Thank you for the opportunity, everybody.
We'll
Looking
connect
forward.
during the networking. We can take more questions. And to all the innovators who are lined up for the upcoming session, I can tell you, so this is one of the biggest platforms that you can get, considering there are all top-notch leaders sitting here. So I can tell you from my own experience, we have had hosted more than hundreds of sessions under the platform of Open Innovator, right? And we have seen some of the best success stories coming out of these sessions. Some of the best deployment opportunities that you get on the spot. You must have heard about live, investment opportunities. So this is a platform that gives you the live deployment opportunities, right? Some of those startups are already working with lots of industry leaders present here, right? On the same note, let me now invite our next presenter for today. We have a company called Nuvers. We have Mukesh Matre, who is from Pune, who has come down from Pune to present his case, and I was really amazed by the technology that he has built in. He is here. So you just stand in front of the, his device and throw the technology, what they called it RPPG. It can actually detect vital parameters by just looking at your selfie. Is it right? So we have Mukesh with us, Mukesh Matre, ladies and gentlemen. Mukesh, you can come on the stage with your device. Probably you can test it. You have already tested on some of us, right? So, and the parameters were pretty accurate. So, all right, Mukesh, you have 3 minutes, and then we'll take questions.
My name is Mukesh Matre, and I represent Newer Sales Solutions Private Limited. We are a startup based out of Pune. So what we have here is a technology which works on the smartphones. It uses the same technology which is used in the wearables, which is the photoplethysmography. Here we are doing the same thing remotely. So if you can see here, this is the application that we have developed. I'm going to try and show a demonstration, if possible, while talking to you. So I'm just looking into my mobile phone right now, and it has started extracting my various health vitals. So this takes about a minute to extract multiple health vitals. Right now, my heart rate, oxygen saturation, respiration rate, blood pressure, hemoglobin, and blood sugar are being extracted. Going forward, we are also going to try and extract cholesterol, blood glucose as well. This technology works solely on the mobile phone. This is complete edge processing. So none of the data is coming to us. And this comes as an SDK, which can be easily integrated into any of the existing applications that any businesses or insurance companies may be having. So it takes about a minute to extract all the health vitals. Right now, yes. So basically, this is how it works. Yeah. So when it comes to the use cases for the insurance industry, we also have a web SDK for the same technology, which works on the mobile phones. It can be used for dynamic underwriting. Basically, a person takes a scan, and there is a questionnaire, and then the person can, the premium can be shown to him. That is one of the use case. Then underwriting, basically, health data of the customers is being collected over a period of time, and which can be analyzed going forward. Then we have various wellness programs. One of our customers is targeting the young audience as their prime customers, and they are going to collect the data over their life period. And according to the data, health data that they collect, they are providing wellness solutions to their customers. Risk management as well, claims processing, and one of the biggest insurance companies is also using this tool as a customer engagement tool, where they have provided this solution as free to use for their customers, and the customer is empowered to measure his health vitals as and when possible, and the company gets
right, Mukesh.
the details, basically.
Almost time.
And those are some of the biomarkers which we are working in the future, which should be out probably 1 year down the line.
So now we'll take some quick questions. I'll go to Bhavesh. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Bhavesh from IDFC First Bank. The reason why I'm going directly to him, because he's been very active in engaging with some of our startups. So the IDFC team is already working with 3 of our startups as we speak. What is your question for them?
Sure, thank you, guys. In fact, I wanted to understand from you how, when we speak about AI in particular, right, AI technology, and when we say AI, it's about 2 things, data and the algos, right?
Yes.
How important is data out of the 2?
So basically, we have a predefined model that we have developed, and we continuously collect data from the conventional devices, and we match it to our algorithms on a regular basis. And just to add over here, we are also one of the top 100 startups when it comes to the IDFC Leap to Unicorn. that was recently organized by Money Control.
Fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic. Great to hear that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bhavesh. Any other questions? All right, so we have one question.
You yourself have mentioned that it's under clinical trials. I have seen startup which have got the US FDA certification also. One problem is that you are holding it on a stand. It needs at least 30 seconds. The best startup that I have seen,
Yes.
30 second selfie without slightly moving hand also. Then only you get the right this thing.
Yes.
Any further advancement or not? Because then the other part of the story is it doesn't work until and unless a certain amount of light is there on your face.
Yes.
So are
So,
you trying to solve
yes.
this problem?
So we have solved that, addressed that problem as well, because now this technology works on most of the mobile phones that are currently available in the market. That is one thing. And then you are right that it takes much more time to extract multiple health vitals. So our scan is about 60 seconds, that is about a minute. And even though we managed to get the heart rate, respiration rate, blood pressure within 40 seconds, but to get all the bloodless blood tests, we need a minimum of 60 seconds. Yes. Sir. So we have deployed to one of the biggest hospital groups in the Philippines, which is the St. Luke's Hospital. In India, we have not yet deployed anywhere in any medical institutions.
All right, Mukesh, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. So we have one more presenter in the first half of the session today. So before inviting them, if I may ask from all of you present today here, how many of you have actually used an app, a very popular app, in fact, an app called Paytm? Can you raise your hands? All right. Awesome. I believe all of us has used. Is there anyone who has not used Paytm? The reason why I'm mentioning Paytm is because we have one gentleman here. So the reason why I mentioned Paytm because it's one of the most popular apps, Indian apps, right? So the next startup that I'm inviting on the stage has downloads of more than Paytm, actually. So this was a little surprising for me. Then I did my own cross-check and realized they have, as we speak, they have a download of 567 million users, active users, right? They are working on the talk of the town technology, generative AI, LLM. We have these speakers with us today. The name of the startup is Appy High. They look sober though, but yes. We have Akshit, Venus, and Anish from Appy High, right? So I have set up the stage. All of us present here have pretty high hopes now from Appy High, right? So they're working on a model, generative AI, powered by generative AI. And they have lots of products. They are also working for the insurance sector now. I'll let you speak now on Appy High. Can we have the slide now, please? We have Akshit and Anish, right? Appy High, photo.ai. The name of the product is photo.ai. Please. So you have 3 minutes, right? How many downloads as we speak?
567. We need to check. India's top 10, yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Anish, co-founder of Appy High. I look after technology and product development. Our journey began in 2018 with a clear purpose that the true potential of AI lies in its application in everyday use, right? So with the 80-member team, we started building apps in utility and entertainment space. And why apps? Because that's the first digital touch point any digital user will have, right? Mobile users, everyone has a mobile. So we started this. In the last 4 years, we have achieved remarkable success in launching 20+ apps, which got us 567 downloads, as Naman was mentioning. This got us in the top 10 publishers in India, in the leagues of Paytm, Jio, and others. And we are the only bootstrapped company in those lists. Our why has always been very clear, that we wanted to build products, AI, and reach to the masses. we have got a couple of apps, like for example, we have ScannerGo where we process documents, we digitize them, we categorize them, we extract text, and there are a lot of use cases that these AI tools and technologies that we build for the apps are also used for other B2C, B2B industries, which Akshit will take care of.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, NASCOM, for the opportunity also. Because there are a lot of products in the portfolio of Happy High, so rather than going through product by product, we'll quickly walk you through the problems that we are tackling. The problems, basically the AI stack that we are working on, basically, right? So we'll start with computer vision. What problems are we solving with computer vision stack today, right? So starting with classification. Image classification is something that we already have in a lot of our applications. You use our product called ScannerGo, which is a document scanning app. You don't need to, or you can use it for any other official documents also, invoices also, receipts also, right? Biomedical images also. Our image classification is fine-tuned to an extent that the accuracy is at a level. So if you use ScannerGo, you just open the camera. You don't need to click a picture of the document. Our model will automatically identify the document in the frame. It will automatically click the picture, segment out the document, and will do rest of the analysis basis the OCR, right? And our models run on edge, especially the segmentation and the classification models. So for your use case, if you want to use our stack, and if you're not comfortable sending your data to the cloud, or you do not want to use the APIs, you can use our models and run those models on the user's device or on your device itself. You don't need to send that data to the cloud. So our models are very much quantized and they are fine-tuned for a specific use case. The second is the image segmentation. Yeah, so image segmentation is, again, you can do that for documents also, biomedical images also, if you want to extract any pattern, infection from an X-ray or anything, right? So yeah, image clustering is something that we use a lot to identify the duplicate images or duplicate documents. So I was having a conversation with someone here, and we were discussing a use case where we would want to detect the duplicate bills or duplicate receipts, right? So image clustering and reverse image, with basically what we are doing is we are trying to figure out the similarity in the semantic context of two images, how similar those two images are, right? So you can use that to figure out a lot of such use cases for other images.
Let's see if we have some interest or in any question.
More questions we have.
Right. So they are over there, right? All right. Thank you, team Happy High.
Thank you.
Doing great job. Probably you will get few more downloads after this pitch. We have 6 more startups lined up for the day, 7 in fact. All right. So we'll move now to our next presenter for today. We have CrediWatch, right? In today's fintech world, it's pretty important and of utmost importance to keep a close watch and eye on your credit history and credit records, credit data. So we have a startup from Bangalore. We have Meghna Suryakumar, the presenter for today. Meghna, can we have you on the stage, please? So Meghna, you'll have 3 minutes to talk about the solution and the innovation that you've been working on, and then we'll take questions if there are any. The next is Cogni first. I would request them to be ready.
Thanks. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Meghna Suryakumar, the founder and CEO of CrediWatch. We're a data science and AI-based company that's based in Bangalore, and we use the power of artificial intelligence to create actionable insights for lenders and businesses. We work with over 30 plus leading lenders in the country, and we help them in the entire life cycle of their credit, right from credit assessment to risk monitoring. We are currently monitoring about $50 billion of assets under management for the leading financial services companies in India. And one of our award-winning products, which is the early warning system, which does risk monitoring, has actively reduced about 1% GNPA of banks. We won several awards for the technology that we have, including from NASCOM, where we were named as a game changer in AI last year, and also from a lot of the banking community. We've had a lot of love from a lot of competitions organized by leading banks in India for our technology. And CreditWatch is not only used for credit assessment and risk monitoring by the leading banks and financial services, but about 13,000 businesses use CreditWatch for active credit control in India. So, you know that every business is a lending business because you have a receivable cycle that you need to collect from your customers. Our artificial intelligence helps you create actionable insights to be able to assess if there are any risks with respect to your customers or vendors, and you can actually collect better and collect faster. So that's what we do. So we work with both lenders and businesses to help ensure that they're able to grow, and they're able to kind of manage the overall losses that they have and build a more profitable business. We are about 50 people, and most of them are either data engineers or data scientists. Yeah, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer that. Oh, okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you, Meghna. With this, we move to our next presenter for the day. So we have a startup called Artivatic, right? And they have grown exponentially. They are a team of around 150 plus people right now. They have a presence in 3 different cities: Bangalore, Gurgaon, Mumbai. Can we have the founder, please? Artivatic, Puneet Tandon. So I was talking to Puneet. He told me there's a lot of action happening in Gen AI. They have also 3 patents as of now, right? They are filing for more. Artivatic, do we have the deck here? Right. Please, Puneet.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is Puneet. I'm one of the co-founder and COO of Artivatic. Artivatic was incubated in 2018. As we have a 150 plus team based in 3 different locations. We are primarily an insurtech and health tech play. And when I say, our models are AI, machine learning, computer vision based product. We have a smart underwriting solution which helps insurance businesses in smart underwriting. We are also trying to come up with a health exchange system which helps in the entire claims onboarding journey. Our systems are all API driven. So we have 700 plus APIs, easy to integrate with any existing systems that you have. We are part of the government groups too. We have been selected by the NHA, the National Health Academy, to do a use case with them on the claims exchange engines. We won the PMJ award. We won the AI Race 2020. Some of the partners and some of the clients that we work with. Again, the core team is a team of computer sciences and data sciences all across, focus on AI, machine learning, and computer vision. Yeah, that's about it. Any questions, I'll be more than happy to. Yeah. Yeah, please go ahead. Yes, we can. So we have a proprietary underwriting system, and we've tied up with a rule-based system. So we have replaced Aura in the insurance field, where our system is able to. So Aura is a very rule-based engine. I think what Artivatic does is that we use a lot of AI, machine learning, etc., to replicate the entire use case. So with one of the clients, we've piloted, and they've moved away from Aura, and they're now using our smart underwriting system. So we work with a lot of life insurance companies, still early in the health claim side of things, but we are entering there. And as I said, we are part of PMJ. We are even doing a use case with the NHA. I'm sorry? Care, I think we did some early discussions, hasn't converted yet. If I'm not mistaken, my other partner is Layak Singh. He's based out of Gurgaon. I think he front ends on the sales and the front end side. I'm mostly on the product and the technology operation side of things. But yeah, I mean, we are right there on the booth. We'll be more than happy to give a demo and give a crisp on the use cases. Anything else? Yeah, that's good. Anything else? Any other questions, please? Okay, thank you everyone.
So our third presenter for today is working on, advancing generative AI to a next level. We have Rahul from Cognifirst with us today. Rahul, can we have you on the stage, please? All right. So they operate from our Bangalore center. They're a team of 3 founders, all from IIT. So Rahul, can we have Cognifirst? On the screen, Rahul, you can come on the screen, please.
Hello. Hello. Okay. Good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. So I am Rahul. I'm the co-founder CEO of CogniFirst. We have heard many startups today. We are a tech platform. We have built an AI-based platform that can be used by any sector, any industry, across any vertical to automate their processes, right? So we are into the domain of unstructured data processing. Let me tell you in a very brief, before I get into it. Unstructured data sits into enterprises, in the heart of enterprises. 80% of the data of enterprises is unstructured. Unstructured data is data that exists in PDF, mails, in images, in case of docs, Excel files, and they could be invoices, could be procurement related documents like certificate of analysis, inspection reports, could be your finance records. Any kind of document that exists is unstructured data. Now, people want to mine this data, but to get access to this data for analytics is very difficult, and that's where we come in. So we have two sets of tools that I'm going to discuss today. One is the Cogni XT, which is a no-code data extraction, AI-powered data extraction tool. So no matter what be a document, we just need two documents of a particular format. You click it, train it in 10 minutes, you churn 10,000 documents or thousands of documents through it. In seconds, you will have the data extracted. The data can be fed into your ERPs, which could be SAP, could be Zoho, whatever your vertical may be. You could do computations on it automatically. So in some cases, for example, our clients, like a French pharma client, uses it for automating his supplier invoices, checking it against PO, reconciling the gaps, setting up alerts, getting data insights, how are the prices varying for products, and automating his cycle. It's completely hands-free. It could be used in other domains as well. What alternatives do enterprises have? One is RPA, which only solves for 20% of the problems. And hence, everybody resorts to sending people to solve this. Manual entry is expensive, time-consuming, and it does not really solve the problem. And that's where we come in. CogniSeek is a second tool, and I'll end with the description of that tool. It's an intelligent search tool. It's a data discovery tool. You have data in free-flowing text. Let's say research reports or contracts. You may have contracts with hundreds of vendors, which may be 300 page long, which may be scanned documents. If you want to understand your liability today, how do you search for clauses which are most close in meaning to what you're searching for? You have to search a context-based. Your search should be context-based, or semantic search is what will power you, right? So that's what we've enabled. For any person with a natural language query, he searches, it finds from those, let's say, million documents, that one document, that one paragraph, that one line that's talking closest to what you want to search for. Now, bringing in the Gen AI part, what we have also done is we have integrated an LLM after this, so that all the documents that are in your search results, which are most pertinent to you, can be ingested by the LLM, and you could have a Q&A or a chat bot, you could have conversations around it, right? So that's solving for research. Thank you so much for your time. Would be happy to engage. We have a booth outside.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you. So with this, we'll move towards a healthcare startup. So they initially started from a big prototype. They have now, advanced into a small device. So this is their own in-house product. So the name of the startup is Humor Tech. They have a patent against it. And you just blow air into it, and based on the gases present in the body, the startup can actually tell vital body parameters. May I please invite Ankur Jaiswal, founder of Humor Tech, to talk more about his innovation and what impact it is creating. So they are, as we speak, they're working with a couple of AIMS also. They are working with JSS Mysore and various leading hospitals. Over to you, Ankur. We have Humor Tech. Humor Tech. So meanwhile, you can start. Later.
So hello all, my name is Ankur Jaiswal. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Humor Tech. So Humor Tech is a IoT-enabled deep tech, med tech, preventive healthcare startup, where our vision is clear. We are only focusing on the preventive healthcare side. The problem which we are solving currently in India, due to lack of clinical awareness and the poor lifestyle, 40% of Indian population are facing the problem of the diabetic issue, respiratory issue, and the hypertension issue. And why I'm saying poor lifestyle? Because at the age of 20s to 50s, generally we think we are fit and healthy. But due to unhealthy lifestyle, slowly this all lifestyle disorder developing symptoms in our body. And as a layman, we don't understand those patterns in an early stage. Once it is crosses the physical symptoms, then we go to the hospital and doctor said, okay, you are already diabetic or you are a heart patient. So the golden period time, whatever the 6 month to 1 year time is there, which we actually missed out. So that's how to resolve this problem, we created our first product, Respire 1.2. It's a patented handheld health screening device, which is working on the breath technology, where user have to blow into the device and it will capture your clinical parameters, which are diabetic score, vital score, and the respiratory score. Apart from that, we will also provide you the lifestyle score and the activity score with a functional suggestion to improve your clinical insights. I'm really glad and thankful that NASCOM supported us for a long time. They connected us with the JSS Mysore, and now they are also trying to push as a type of business point of view to IAS Academy. Thank you. If you have any question, let me know. Yeah, so we have the booth that side. If you want to see the demo, that will be great also.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So we have a first panel today, which was very well placed on cybersecurity. So on the same note, we have brought a startup working on cybersecurity domain. They are called Priva Sapien. They are also working on their flagship product called Priva GPT. So we have Abhilash with us, and while he joins me in the stage, so they also have 16 plus patents. They've applied for 16 plus patents as of now. Abhilash, please. We would love to understand more on Priva GPT, what you're building.
Thank you for the opportunity. We are a privacy engineering company with data protection bill coming, especially for healthcare space. It's very, very critical you understand and appreciate the issues with sensitive data that patients give you. And this can be unlocked in multiple ways in terms of sharing with pharma companies to do drug discovery, or sharing with insurance companies for intelligent underwriting, and share with even large language models for better recommendations for patients or even for supply chain. One of the fundamental problems, for example, during COVID wave 1 was that the citizens or patients' information could not be shared with other parties, because of which during wave 2, we could not effectively predict the oxygen supply requirement in the ecosystem. It became a big challenge because the data is sensitive in nature. How do we unlock the data is a very critical problem. Okay, so how do you unlock the data is a very critical problem. How do you understand the risk, mitigate the risk, and unlock the data is what we are doing in our initial products called Privacy X-Ray Event Horizon. And with large language models coming up, how do you ensure that, let's say you are building a large language model, how do you ensure that you understand the risk while people are interacting with the model? And how do you mitigate the risk while the model is being used? And how do you generate privacy compliant collaborations when the model is being used by the downstream parties is a very fundamental problem. So last week, US government has come up with requirement of safety, security, and trust in AI ecosystem and large language models. This we enable by default using our product Priva GPT and our privacy engineering products. And this is very helpful in healthcare ecosystem. So looking forward, in case of questions, you can reach out to me.
Thank you, Abhilash. Thank you. So I believe as of now, we have covered mostly all the tech domains, AI in healthcare, IoT, generative AI, fintech. Right now, one technology that we left was metaverse, right? So we have with us our champion on metaverse. We have Fabric Space. They are working on digital twin for the healthcare domain as well as for the manufacturing companies as well. Puneet Badrinath. Puneet, can we have you on the stage? So tell us, what are you working on metaverse and the digital twin platform that you have?
Perfect. Thanks for the nice words, Naman. All right, so if you've recently followed Apple, they made Reality Pro devices that will be available. That's the first VR headset that Apple is going to launch in the next 6 months. So virtual reality has been around for the last 10 to 12 years, but what Apple has done is they're forcing spatial computing as a mainstream. We as a business have been around for 5.5 years. We've called ourselves AR startup, VR startup, to metaverse-based startup, to now spatial computing startup, and I hope spatial computing sticks, considering Apple's putting their weight behind it. But I'm Puneet, just to give you an overview. I'm the founder of Fabric. We are a 5.5-year-old company that does spatial computing applications, right? And we deliver on a web browser. Now, while that's all jargon, what in simple language we do is we make 3D accessible, affordable, and easy to use. Anyone with a smartphone can punch in a URL, consume AR, VR, or 3D information. Now, the eventual goal of this is, as 3D becomes mainstream, everyone needs to use content in 3D, transition from text, video, or images into 3D. And that is where we want people to use Fabric as the default application to do it. Right? Today, we are seeing a lot of critical applications. I'm going to talk about one of those, where people consume information in 3D. But over time, it will transition to less and less critical applications. Over the next 5 to 10 years, we should see a lot of 3D content consumption. So one of the application that I can see it here. So the application that we wanted to talk about specifically is in the area of healthcare and medical devices. While we've seen a lot of use cases, one specifically is a complex medical device, which is very difficult to understand, manage, maintain, and run. Right, so what we've done is we create a 3D replica of the device that gets used by 3 groups. Business development guys when they're trying to sell because they naturally cannot carry this device. Support team that can work with the device in virtual reality, right, because they might not have access to the device. And finally, the customers themselves who can do work instructions to consume work, understand and work with the device on a day-to-day basis in case support is not there. So broadly, that's a quick overview of what we do at Fabric. I can replace a medical device with an aircraft. I can replace it with an oil rig. I can replace it with a transformer and so forth. So wide variety of applications, and essentially that's the future of spatial computing. I'll stop here. Happy to answer any questions. We have a booth outside as well. Thank you so much for the opportunity once again. Thank you very much.